So what are we supposed to do with this game yesterday? I don't know. It kind of feels right? Like, this is Aaron bleeping Rodgers. Like, if anything, the small bouts of lack of success from the last season or so were really what felt like the outlier. This is the guy that we expect in more situations than not.
But it felt like, to me, like this was the offense we thought we'd see from week one with Matt LaFleur and everybody else with the new head coach, right? But because they'd been carried basically by a defense and a running game, this was the first vintage Aaron performance of the season.
Well, I think it's the first one with the stats to back it up. Like, before, in my mind, you saw both offenses sitting next to each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the footprints in the sand thing. Like, both offenses were walking next to each other, and every once in a while, one would show up, and then the other would show up. Like, it felt like Matt's offense started games, and Aaron's offense took over in the middle of the games. You'd see him drop back in that shotgun, and it was just sort of Aaron calling the shots. And now they seem to sort of live together. It's that one set of footprints in the sand.
Well, I mean, think Matt LaFleur got to grow with Aaron Rodgers as a first-time head coach. I mean, we sit there. It's not fair to rank first-year head coaches.
Thank you.
At all.
Brian Flores is like, really?
Yeah. I
mean, in Miami?
And even Zach Taylor with Andy Dalton. I mean, you can't do it. Matt LaFleur has Aaron Rodgers to work with, even though Aaron Rodgers has worked with about 19,000 different receivers this year.
Yeah.
But 8 receivers yesterday, including the running backs with at least 2 receptions in this one. He was absolutely on fire. Listen, he's one of the greatest of all time anyway, but, man, when he's dropping him in there, he is just incredible. The running game didn't do a lot for Green Bay. You know, when you win like this, you start picking at things. The running game didn't do too well, and they gave up a little bit against the run. That's kind of been hurting them a bit on defense. They rushed the passer well, and their secondary is really good. Stopping the run's a problem for them. But this was that game for Aaron Rodgers, and kind of, I guess, that game for it's bringing up this rule we were talking about with Derek Carr. Derek Carr and running and trying to get a touchdown, tries to reach for the pylon, fumbles it past the pylon, and you fumble it in the end zone out of bounds. It's a touchback. You lose the ball.
Yeah.
Lose the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Gruden said we were rolling offensively today. We just had a couple of turnovers, and they finished.
I think it was 14-10.
Yeah,
I believe before that.
Yes, it was 14-10.
Oh, geez.
Oh, here we go.
Jason's so broken.
It was 14-10. And then what happened the next time the Raiders touched the ball? It was what?
28-10 by the time. But I will say this: as terrible as the rule is, let's remember.
Rule,
let's remember though, in 2017, Derek Carr did the exact same thing against the Cowboys in an outcome that it had a major impact in that game as well. He's got to know better when he's had this rule impact him before to have it happen again in a game that was 14-10, inexcusable.
You see the glaze in Jason's eyes?
It's hurt. It's hurt.
Yeah, Jason is not there anymore. The Raider fan bot has taken over.
I had a moment. I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, is the impossible going to happen? Can we have a halftime lead against the Packers? I had joy. Joy was taken from me.
Let yourself go and do that thinking thing again.
It is a rule, and to Jason's point, he did this once before, so you have to know. You can hate the rule, but it's still a rule that you have to know. But it is a damning rule. When you have the ball at the goal line and you try to make a play and it fumbles out and you lose the ball.
Well, and you hear him say, well, I've got to be better at it. I've got to practice going two hands. Really? How many times is Derek Carr over the course of a season going to be diving for the pylon in the end zone? This isn't like a running back where this is a part of your life in a ton of different ways, and you're going to spend ample practice time getting right with this one.
I would say once. I think he's done doing that. That would be my guesstimation.
But twice already. Jason just mentioned.
Given the same set of circumstances, I mean, you just kind of react.
It's instinctual.
You're trying to get to the end zone. Yeah. You're trying to put yourself in a position to get the ball across without getting hit. It is. It's instinctual, and it's costly.
Yeah, it goes after everything you're taught as an athlete. Maximum effort. Then, I'm not going to do that here. It's tough.
Yeah,
I get it. It's a tough rule. But, Gruden said, I think he's trying to give effort. I think the ball slipped out. If he would have scored, we would have felt pretty good. But unfortunately, blah, blah, we're down 28-10.
Yeah, there's nothing about not trying there. The guy's trying to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean,
try to get a better rule.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.